Hello and welcome. This is Fireworks. With more than 30 aspirants in the Kogi 2019 governorship race running on the platform of the PDP, the incumbent Yaya Bello is said to be walking a tightrope. But how steady is the ship of the PDP itself in its bid to toppling the APC-led government at Lugard House? Welcome to your preferred Hard Talk interview program on TVC. I am Bukola Samuel Wemimo. Let's take a moment. Thank you for staying tuned to Fireworks. Today, my guest is the senator representing Kogi-West Senatorial District in the person of distinguished Senator Dino Melaye. Thank you for your time, sir.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Okay, let's start from 2019. With your travails from the end of the year to the beginning of this year, many were surprised that you still managed to pull a surprise victory, winning the election just after being released from custody. I think a few days to the election. How did you manage to pull off an election victory in those circumstances?
Anyway, I want to say that I went through precarious times, times of opprobrium, times of obloquy. I was arrested 18 times last year and spent over 100 days in police custody out of 365 days, and was barely released some very few days to my elections. But the truth of the matter is that the people actually know who is theirs. My incarceration, my intimidation, 3 assassination attempts within a year, the orchestrated the government orchestrated recall exercise to recall me from the National Assembly. All these put together actually propelled me to victory, because all these harassments and intimidation and frivolous charges, as I speak to you, I have been arraigned in 12 different courts. Federal government versus Dino Melaye, we are in 12 courts. And this was all orchestrated to demoralize me, to kill my spirit, to submit me to authorities, and to this, for me to be disenchanted. But honestly, rather, it strengthened me, because for me, in an unjust society, silence is a crime. For me, one with God is a majority. For me, once I'm doing the right thing and I believe that I'm on the right course, I fear no soul, I always respect soul. For me, I've conquered fear. And I think all this show of bravery and confidence and all that propelled the interest of the people, attracted the people to me, and or me to the people. And eventually, to the glory of God, the people stood up when it was time for them to stand up for me. I didn't campaign. I was not on the field. In fact, the day after being released, I was on my way coming back to Kogi State. Kogi State government, using the ADC and police and all sorts of hired criminals, barricaded the entrance to Lokoja and stopped me from coming into Lokoja. And with all that, I think, above all, God was on my side, and he's the only one I depend on, and the people actually stood by me. I have tremendous regard, respect, and appreciation for my constituents in the Kogi West who stood their grounds, not only during the elections, even when government spent billions of naira to recall me. They stood their grounds and said, no, this is our own. This man is fighting our cause. This man is speaking for us. This man is only asking that salaries be paid in Kogi State. He's only asking for better service to the people of Kogi State. And
so
I think
the travails turned out in your favor?
Definitely it stood up in my favor, because the people said this man is going through all this because of us. And more importantly, I was able also to carry out a lot of infrastructural development in my area. As I speak to you right now, I have 189 projects cited,
we'll get to
cited
the point
across
about your project. You said you're in 12 different courts with the federal government.
Right now,
I know
yes.
some of the issues may be sub judice, but it caught my attention that you said some of them are frivolous charges. Will you call one of the charges, culpable homicide, frivolous?
Culpable homicide? How? The police charge itself is saying that I not me, that somebody in my convoy fired at the police. That person you claim was in my convoy is not in court. I don't know if you get me right. That person you are claiming is not in court. But because you claim he's in my convoy, I am the one to be responsible. Meanwhile, other than me, nobody else has been arraigned. Or nobody else is on the charge sheet.
Why is the person
And again, I've been charged for conspiracy by the Nigerian police. Meanwhile, only me in court. So maybe I conspired against myself. So you find that obviously they are not only frivolous, but they are laughable charges before the court of law.
Okay, so let's leave them for the courts. After your senatorial election victory, you have now, buoyed by that victory, thrown your hat in the ring. What is the impetus for entering the Kogi State governorship race? The
impetus for entering the Kogi State governorship race is my passion for my people. Kogi State have gone through perilous times. Kogi State has never been this unfortunate to be governed by one who is heartless, one who is not compassionate, one who is uneducated and illiterate, one who has refused to pay salaries, running to 30 months, one who has not paid pension since he became governor of Kogi State, one who has even refused to pay his own deputy governor his salaries, allowances, and honorarium. So the people are dying. Nothing is working in Kogi. As I speak to you, not one bulldozer is working anywhere in Kogi State. After 3 years, almost 4 years of the governorship or government of Yaya Bello in Kogi State, not one project has been commissioned. I envy other states when I see governors inviting the president to their state to come and commission projects. My governor have not been able to invite the president to Kogi State because there is no project to commission. The vice presidents have been in that state on 3 different occasions.
But there are projects in the works, in fairness to the governor.
What
the
projects?
Rice project.
That's phantom. That's phantom. That's phantom.
Is it 20-kilometer road?
I said that is imaginary. It can only be a spiritual road. Let me ask you. Let me ask you that you are a journalist, and one of the core value of journalism is investigative journalism. Don't just swallow hook and sinker whatever Edward Onoja, Kingsley Fanwo, or the governor is telling you. Go out and investigate these purported phantom projects. Do they really exist? At least they must be cited within the territorial area of Kogi State. We are from Kogi. I came up with an allegation against the Kogi State government. They've not been able to deny or defend it to date that they paid for the construction of a flyover bridge in Ganaja, in Lokoja. Ganaja is where everybody knows in Lokoja. It's not a spiritual or celestial abode. It's open. And monies have been released to the tune of over R1 billion have been released to the contractor. But there's nothing there to show that not even one sand of wheelbarrow poured in that place. So if they are telling you that they've done A, B, C, D, please as an investigative journalist, go and confirm. Let the state government lead you to that place. How will you build a project that is measurable and there's no commissioning anywhere? I want to tell you that Yaya Bello's government is deceptive, is a phantom government, is a caricature or a semblance of reality, because they have not. You cannot give what you don't have. You
are the governor's #1 rival, so it will be no surprise for you to embark on this negative narrative.
What I am saying now,
but salary payment.
My sister, what I'm saying now, my sister, what I'm saying now is what the market woman in Lokoja will tell you. Is what the farmer in Abejikolo will tell you. Is what the Pamoa Tapa in Aitorubede will tell you. Is the same thing what a shoemaker in Obeira will tell you in Okene. This is a known fact that there is no governance in Kogi State.
So how did Governor Yaya Bello manage to deliver the presidential election to the All Progressives Congress? He won 7 out of 9 House of Representatives seats, and I think 1 or 2 out of the 3 senatorial seats in the last election. How did he manage to
I want to tell you that do your survey, consult with observers who came to Kogi State. Through the instrumentality of militancy and violence and cooperation with some security agencies, elections were not only rigged, there were no elections in most parts of the state. And because the people did not know that the satanic manifestation of government of Yaya Bello will be that pronounced. But I want to assure you that that can never happen in the history of Kogi State again. Never will it happen again. Because all of us have become Boy Scouts now, and the motto of Boy Scouts is be prepared, and we are prepared.
Distinguished, I recall at the inauguration of incumbent Yaya Bello, you were the MC.
I was not the MC. I was the chairman of the inauguration committee.
So I recall you featured prominently. And
very well. I was the chairman of the planning committee.
Showered encomiums on Governor Yaya Bello.
Yes.
How and why did you fall out?
Because once I was blind and now I can see.
Okay, what can you see now?
My support for him is on the premise that he's a young Nigerian. I got attracted because he claimed to have graduated from Ahmadu Bello University, my alma mater. So that's that loyalty to ABU was there, and I saw him as a young man thinking he will revive, understand, and bring back the long lost reputation of the state. But from day one of his government, he exhibited negative characteristics that to the point of the fact that we made a serious mistake, and that is the reason why marriages break down. That is the reason why people hire and fire. But I mean, Yaya Bello is a calamity. Yaya Bello is a misfortune. Yaya Bello, he never won election. He's a coronated governor. He never campaigned anywhere. So there was no room to assess him before he became governor. We didn't even know who he is.
Why didn't you agitate for the man who was running mate to the late Abubakar Audu to be given the mandate that he worked for?
I am not a judge of the Supreme Court. I am not a justice of the Court of Appeal. This matter went through litigations and pronouncements were made. And I have no power to upturn whatever the judiciary have done.
At that time, were you in support of James Fallon?
I'm not going to start talking about the past because the magnitude and intensity of pain that my people are going on. I'm interested in the future.
But the past is critical to understand.
I'm interested in the future.
Because the commentary is that you were fighting the political influence of some party leaders at the time, and because, again, you thought, along with some other Kogi State leaders, that Abiodun Faleke couldn't stand up to your own political sagacity. So why should somebody
today
become a governor in Kogi State?
I will tell you, you are absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Immediately Yaya Bello came in, the party, using the National Legal Advisor of APC, wrote an opinion to say that the man who came second at the primaries should be the candidate of the party. Then the Attorney General of the Federation also made a press release to say in his own interpretation, the man who came second in the primary should be given the party tickets. So, on that premise, we supported Yaya Bello, one, because he's a young Nigerian, two, I told you, because he graduated from Ahmadu Bello University, though he passed through the university, but the university never passed through him from what he has exhibited so far. So we all came up and rallied around a young man. And for those of us who have been agitating for power shift in Kogi State, we saw that as an opportunity to demonstrate, to say, okay, we will rally around this young man to prove that any part of the state, understand, can govern the state in order to unify the state. But unfortunately, his performance is a beautiful nonsense. The administration is outrageously calamitous. It's a regret. More people have died in Kogi because civil servants cannot pay 500 naira per day for their For those who are hypertensive.
May I ask a question?
Yes, please do.
And so when the party stated its position at the time,
Yeah.
did you raise a loud voice, and you're, by the way, seen as a vocal senator against what was perceived at the time as an injustice against the party's position?
How is it an injustice? Something that was certified by the court of law. How is it an injustice? What is your premise? What's your criteria? What's your criteria?
Even though delivered by courts.
Once a pronouncement has been made, especially by the Supreme Court of the land, you can only take your case to God. And I should not be seen to be challenging the veracity, the authenticity of the judgment of a court of law.
But you have challenged the party on other issues in the past. The All Progressives Congress, your former party.
Where there are no judicial decisions. But once there's a judicial pronouncement, your worries, your take is over. You have nothing to do. You have nothing to say.
So is it your rivalry that is stronger in your bid to becoming governor? Your rivalry with Bello?
I cannot rival with somebody who, in all ramifications of life, I'm better than. So I can only rival with somebody of equal competence. Bello is a far cry. He's a far cry. He lacks everything I possess. So I'm not rivaling with him. But we are going to correct the anomalies his administration have created in Kogi State by kicking him out of office. And I am going to replace him. Because I'm passionate about the people. I love my state. I know where my state should be. And I have an agenda. I have a program to resuscitate the economy of the state. I have a program to create security. As I speak to you right now, there's no security in Kogi State. Kidnapping is on the rise on daily basis. People are being killed as if killing is out of fashion. As I'm speaking, the economy is not booming. All the infrastructures he inherited are right now in a very sorry state. If you go today to Confluence Beach, it's a residence for reptiles and snakes. All the infrastructure inherited, as I'm speaking to you, are dead. And there's nothing tangible. And no governor in the history of Kogi State have made the kind of money that Bello has made. He got the first bailout, the second bailout. He has just gotten the third bailout, 30.8 billion, a few days ago. He got the Paris Club 1, he got the Paris Club 2. This whole money gotten from Bello, the negative concomitant effect is that yet he could not pay salaries. The money has been looted, and I'm assuring you that it will be recovered.
About the money being looted, those allegations, and they'll be proving.
We have enough proof to prove that.
My guest today is Senator Dino Melaye, representing Kogi-West Senatorial District, who is also an aspirant in the November governorship election. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned to Fireworks. My guest today is Senator Dino Melaye, and we have set the stage for his victory and, of course, factors that may influence the Kogi governorship election, being the perception back home that the incumbent is walking a tightrope. So we're moving forward now. We're going to be looking at the PDP's positioning itself in Kogi State. Distinguished, thank you for your time so far. Now, it is the belief also that the PDP is fielding more pretenders than contenders in the Kogi governorship election, because many of the aspirants have not purchased forms, and some are just being used by the serious ones to further their political ambition in the media, be it traditional or online media. What's your position on this? Basically,
I want to tell you that it is everywhere in the world you have serious contenders and you have mediocres. Even in the PDP, we have those men sponsored by Bello himself and the APC, and we know them and we know their antics and we are prepared for them. But I want to tell you that by the grace of God, September 3rd, we'll separate the boys from the men.
And it is the belief back home also that you're going to be more of a comical governor, if ever you are going to win, because of your antics, your musical releases, and basically the perception about your character.
One thing I want to tell you is this: anybody can say A, B, C, D about Dino Melaye, but you cannot take away the quality of service I render. Today I can bet and I can boast respectfully that nobody in Kogi State have impacted on the people in the history of senators who have gone to the National Assembly like I have done. I have 189 projects spread across the state. So it's either you take those projects or you take what you call comic relief and weigh them. Which is more beneficial to the people? The man who does no comic and have no project to show the people, or the man who is comical and have 189 projects to show to the people, or the man who you claim is comical but have the highest number of motions and bills in the history of the National Assembly, and the man who is not comical, who have no 2 bills passed throughout his 8 years in office. So it's left for the people to know. The reason why people send me to the National Assembly is not to assess my private and personal life. Is for me to carry out legislative functions that I have carried out. At the end of the day, why Arnold Schwarzenegger is an actor? He became a governor in America. It was not a problem. So we have to stop being myopic and porous and parochial. Because at the end of the day, senators are human beings. A governor is also a human being. And he should have his normal jocular time like any other person. Should be able to interact like any other person. Today, I challenge the EFCC, I challenge ICPC. No corruption case has been established against me. I've never done government contracts, whether in the state or in the federal government. I'm one of the most investigated Nigerians. The only thing they're here to find out about me, perhaps, is where my placenta was buried. And the only person who can tell them my mom is gone. So I'm safe. So what I'm saying in essence is that Dino comes and sings, Dino dances, Dino share jokes. What has that got to do with the productivity value of Dino? So I would say people should be more concerned about what I can deliver than my side attractions.
But your party, hasn't it set itself up for defeat? Because there are reports that the state chairman of your party, who has been returned, is romancing with the PDP.
These are all orchestrated stories from Yaya Bello's camp. The state chairman of the party is a loyal party member. PDP is a credible party. Whose daughter is married to an APC chieftain? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But tomorrow I can marry the daughter of an APC chieftain. It doesn't change anybody.
Accuse herself from the presidential election case.
This is not. We're not in court. We're not in court. Have you not seen a situation where Ahmadu Ali, who was the national chairman of the party and a member of the board of trustees of PDP, is in PDP and his wife contested elections in APC and in another political party? So it doesn't matter. Or have you not seen the family in the East where 2 brothers are in different political parties? The same father, the same mother. The Andy Ubas. Andy Uba is in APC. If Uba is in, what's it called? PDP. So it's not a problem.
You don't see a conflict of interest there.
As I'm speaking to you, the PDP in Kogi State is solid. Already APC have celebrated their political obituary because the Bello have killed the party in the state. They have about 4 or 5 factions, different factions. Today, they have even come together to say we are against Yaya Bello as a party. But we are praying that, please, give Yaya Bello this ticket because he's the easiest person to defeat among all the candidates.
As we coast
home, it's a bad omen. It's a bad omen.
As we coast home gradually, how will the Kogi-West agitation to occupy the seat of power pull through in the face of the dominance of the Igala in Kogi State?
I want to tell you this. Today, I boast to tell you that Dino Melaye is the most popular politician in Kogi State. No politician in Igala land have my popularity, and we will translate that to votes. And I can assure you that with the programs we have, with the sincerity of purpose, of commitment, with God's guidance and protection and direction, Dino Melaye is the next governor of Kogi State. By November, you will call me His Excellency.
We hope that will happen. I'll be waiting to congratulate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's our offering on fireworks today. Of course, we've added to the conversation shaping the Kogi governorship election. It will be interesting to see how it all turns out. We promise you another incisive edition of the program. On behalf of the fireworks crew, I am Bukola Samuel Wemimo. Bye for now.